Hello and welcome to this beginner's standing yoga sequence. So come to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach both arms high to the sky. And then exhale, forward fold, hands to the ground. Inhale for a halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, rounding back down, let the belly relax onto the thighs. Roll up through the spine, bring the hands together, palms to the sky. And then hands to prayer center. Reach your arms back high to the sky. Exhale, we release back down, forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Rolling yourself back up to standing. Maybe a back bend. And then bring the hands back to prayer center. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, fold. You can bend the knees as much as you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bring the right hand down to the ground or down to a brick. And then inhale, reaching the left arm high to the sky. Option to bring the hand down to your low back for support, and you can bend your right knee as much as you need. Nice big circle with that top arm. Getting into the shoulders. And then bring that top hand down, changing hands, left hand down to the ground, right hand to your low back or up to the sky. And then you can bend that left knee as much as you need. Again, nice big circles with that top arm. And then bring both hands back down to the ground. Inhale for halfway lift. Reach the fingers to the back. Feel the crown of the head reach forward. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then bring yourself up to standing. Coming into chair pose. So the toes come a little bit closer together. We dip the hips back. Reaching the fingers high. Wrapping the rib cage in. And just checking that you can see our big toes. From here, we're going to come into twisted chair pose. So hands come to prayer, and then we hook the right elbow onto that left thigh, pressing the top hand into the bottom hand, drawing the tailbone down. If you feel comfortable and confident, then you can extend your arms. Let's take one more breath here. And then release back. Come back to your chair pose. Hands come to prayer, extend your legs. And then twisting on the other side, find chair. Hands come back to prayer center. Left elbow hooks onto the outside edge of that right thigh. We find a twist through the spine, pressing that top hand into the bottom hand, keeping both knees in line. And if you extended your arms on the other side, see how it feels on this side. Breathing in. And then release, lovely. Come back to chair pose in the center. And then standing, hands to prayer. Feet to hip width distance. Open your chest, reach your fingers down to the ground. Take a deep breath in. A gentle sigh. Feel the crown of your head reach up, lengthening through the spine. And then rolling the shoulders away. We're going to come into a back bend. So the heels of the hand come onto your sacrum and opening through the chest. Now you don't have to go very far, it's just sort of opening that space in the collarbones, and only if you feel comfortable and you can lean yourself back. Option to drop your head back, or you can keep it lifted. Bring yourself back up to standing, and then hands to your hips. Give your hips a nice little roll, shaking the hips, loosening through your low back, maybe a figure of 8 or just one big loop, and then changing directions. Inhale, reach arms high, grabbing hold of your left wrist and coming into a side stretch. And then slowly bring yourself back to the center and switch the grip. Lovely, so the left hand holds onto the right wrist, and then we go over to the left side for a stretch. Pressing down through the right foot so you can really find strength in this side stretch. Bring yourself back to the center and hands to prayer. Turn to face the long edge of the mat and nice big step out. With your left leg, point it forward and then coming into your Trikonasana, reaching the arms and then twisting the arms around, coming into your triangle pose. So feel the toes spread Feel that top hip roll down. Opening the chest and shoulders, breathing in. And feel yourself almost lifting up and back. Send your gaze down to the ground and then bringing your bend into your front knee, warrior two stance with your legs, and then resting your left elbow onto that thigh for extended side angle. We reach the top fingers over towards the corner and finding a nice diagonal line here through your arms, all the way down to that edge of your back foot. Bring yourself back to warrior two. Breathing in. And then reversing the warrior, resting that back arm onto your back leg. Softening that top shoulder and keeping a nice bend into that front knee. Come back to warrior two, extend your front leg, turn to face the back of the mat, right toes forwards, coming into Trikonasana triangle pose on the second side. Spinning the arms round, feel your torso lifting, activate through the core, and keeping both sides of your torso nice and long. Send your gaze down to the ground. And then bending into that front knee, we come into extended side angle, reaching the back arm forwards. Take a deep breath in. And then lifting up to warrior two. From warrior two, extended side angle, reaching those fingers behind, giving a nice bend into that front knee. And then bring yourself back to warrior two. Really nice, extending both of your legs, turning to face aside, bring your hands to your hips, opening through the chest, and then a wide leg forward fold. Lovely, bringing the hands down to the ground or down to bricks, fingertips in line with the toes. Inhale for halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. Now you can choose to stay here or you can maybe come into a twist with me. So the right hand is going to go to that left ankle and then maybe that left hand wraps around your back to your right hip crease. And then gently release. Changing sides. We're going to bring that left hand towards the right ankle, reaching the right arm up to the sky or round to your left hip crease. Lovely. From here, gently release. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, fold. Lovely. We're going to turn the heels in and the toes out, bending the knees, coming into goddess pose. Bring the hands to a cactus position. Elbows in line with the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then reach your arms high to the sky. We're going to lengthen through the legs and bend the elbows. And then come back to goddess pose, but lengthening the arms. Lovely. Re-extend the legs, bend the arms. And then bend the knees, lengthen the arms. Really nice. One more round. Bend the knees, lengthen the arms. And then bring the hands to press end of it. And start to lengthen through your legs. Heel toe your feet back together, standing in the middle of the mat. Coming into a balancing pose, we're going to place all the weight into the left leg and float up your right knee. Opening the knee out to the side for standing hip opener. So you can either bring your right hand to the outside edge and left hand to your hip. Otherwise, if you're working with extended leg, grab hold of your right toe with your two-piece fingers. And you can extend that left arm if you feel good. Maybe the gaze goes over to that left thumb. And rolling that tailbone down. And then bringing that top foot towards your inner thigh for tree pose. Hands come to prayer. Lifting up nice and tall. Relaxing your shoulders. Take one more breath here. And then we're slowly going to release that right knee, pointing it forward and then placing it down. Getting ready for your second side, placing your weight into your right foot, floating up your left knee, bring your right hand to your hip, left hand to your inner thigh, option to bend the knee or extend the leg. And then perhaps you keep your right hand on your hip, or maybe you extend that right hand over to the side, maybe playing with your gaze. Gaze might go over towards your right thumb. Drawing the pubic bone up towards the rib cage, soften your shoulders. And then wherever you are, we're going to slowly bring the sole of that foot into our standing leg, coming into tree pose for the second side. Hands come to prayer center. Finding your balance. Lovely, gently release. And then coming into our last pose, yogi squat. So you can go halfway here, resting your elbows onto your thighs, or bringing the sit bones all the way down. You can always use a block under your sit bones here. Find length through the spine and use the elbows to gently push the thighs away, creating a nice stretch through the thighs and the hips. And we're going to be here for quite a few breaths, so make sure you are in a comfortable position and soften through the shoulders, engage through the pelvic floor muscles. Feel the crown of the head lifting up nice and tall. Keep following your breath in, reaching that right hand away, and then inhale, left arm lifts up to the sky, opening the chest and shoulders. Changing sides, left hand reaches away on the ground in front of your leg, reaching up the right hand. Both hands come back to prayer, and then draw yourself up to standing. Really nice. Bring the feet together, and we are going to close the practice standing up. If you have time on your hands, then I would recommend coming into a Shavasana. Otherwise, just standing tall for a few moments and feel your feet rooting down into the ground. And take a moment to thank yourself for practicing yoga. Namaste.